Right now, it's National Teen Driver Safety Week.
Nationally, car accidents are still the leading cause of death for teenagers. So this week, the National Road Safety Foundation is encouraging parents to be talking to their kids about safe driving. A local business, DrivingMBA, is on a mission to make a big difference there. So Kylie is joining us live in Scottsdale. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. We're here inside one of the simulation rooms. I will tell you, this is harder than it looks. I thought, oh, I've been driving for 15 plus years. I'm good. Nuh-uh. It's a little bit different. So we want to turn it over to Maria. She is with DrivingMBA. Good morning. You've had this business for 20 years. We appreciate you letting us come in.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
So tell me a little bit about the simulation. So I'm going to get started. It's in park.
Okay.
I'm in drive now.
So you're in our driving, this is called our defensive driving simulator. So this is for students.
Oh boy. We're off to a great start.
So this is for students once they've been in our driving fundamentals simulation lab where we're teaching them the basics of driving. They've been on the road. Now in here we're teaching them more about defensive driving. We can teach them head-on collision avoidance.
Oh boy.
Those kinds of things.
Okay,
so you know why it's so important to scan intersections to stay really focused on driving.
So what is your biggest message to parents out there? Maybe they have a 15-year-old at home and they're a little bit worried about giving them the keys to the car and teaching them.
Well, the state of Arizona, they're eligible at 15 and a half, so I would say get their permit and work with them. Don't do the minimum. Be out there driving with them in lots of varied situations so that they get a lot of experience in a lot of different places. That's the most important thing.
How many hours do you think?
The national standard is 100. That's what we tell our parents. That's what we want them to do, is many hours in a lot of varied situations.
I think we're stopped. Am I supposed to just be stopped here?
Well, you can go around them if you want.
I don't know. This might lead to an accident. I'm just kind of hang tight here. So the first thing, I remember my dad took me to a Kmart parking lot in Yuma.
Yeah.
And we did that for, a number of days. What's the first thing that parents should do with their kids?
I mean, the first thing it would be go in a parking lot, but it's more about getting vehicle control so that they know where the brake and the pedal is, so that they know how to control that vehicle. So that's really important. And the other thing I tell parents is don't let your kids pull the vehicle out of the garage or into the garage at the very early part, because that's a more advanced skill. So take the vehicle out, put it on the street, and then let them go straight, because they've got this thing called rookie foot sometimes.
When do you do freeways? Because I admit, when I came to ASU, that was the first time I had driven on freeways like this, and it was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, well, we start them on freeways in our fundamental simulator, so they've had an ability, they've had the ability to drive there. So sometimes we'll do it on our first drive out there. You're going backwards.
I'm going backwards.
Okay.
This is not. I was going to see if I could maybe maneuver and go down another street.
All right, try that.
Okay. We'll see.
So we'll get them on the highway. Sometimes our first time out on the road, sometimes the second. Highway driving's easier than city driving, as you can see.
And tell me a little bit about your school here, because I know it's a little bit of a price tag, but if parents do want to go this route, what do you provide?
We provide 8 hours in our fundamental simulation lab, so they've learned how to drive in there in this safe, controlled environment. Then we start to take them on the road, and in between those lessons, parents are practicing. I do a class with parents, and then they get in here eventually in the defensive driving lab. So.
And how much does that typically run?
If you do everything that we do, which also includes online courses, it's about $1,700, which is expensive, but you got to think about this from the perspective of this is your child's life.
We appreciate your time, Maria, joining us this morning. Something happened with this, okay? Because everybody is stopped. I know that my driving, I could probably. Do you do little refresher courses here for adults?
Yeah, we do programs for adults. Yep.
Little refresher course. I think I might need to come to a refresher course. I will say though, guys, this little simulator here is harder than it looks, and you've got all of the angles too, so I'm getting a little bit of a motion sickness. But again, DrivingMBA, a really good resource for parents out there, so check them out if maybe you've got a teen at home and they do need to practice driving.
Gosh, that's so cool to be able to do a sim like that.
Right.
Stay off your phone, Kylie.
Put it in the back seat.
We heard you crash.
I know. Oh, look at this right here. They have a cell phone storage bin, which actually is probably good for all of us drivers.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
good reminders. Thank you. Watch out on the roads.